A lot of people think that when you move to Florida, it'll be a nonstop vacation. Well, it isn't. All of the things that you did before you came to Florida still have to get done. The difference is that you get to do it under palm trees and blue skies and warm weather. Let me show you a few things that I'm working on. Here I am in the furnace room, and behind me is the air conditioner. And something you have to do twice a year is you have to clean out the drain pipe. So down here is the drain pipe. That has to be cleaned out because you get gunk buildup in it. Now you can pay the people who maintain the air conditioner to do that for you. It costs a couple $100, or you can just do it yourself and it's a lot cheaper. I'm going to try doing it myself. The way I found out about this is I was hearing water gurgling down in here, and they said it's one of two things. Either the air filter needs to be changed, and it's been probably a month and a half since the air filter was changed. So I've got new air filters that arrived yesterday. I'm going to replace that today, and we'll see how that works. If you don't keep those air filters cleaned, if you don't keep those air filters replaced, what will happen is these will start to freeze up, get a lot of condensation that causes a lot of the water to run down into the drain pipe, and it can back up. So a couple of different things going on with this. It requires maintenance, and I intend to do all that maintenance myself. Next thing is this lawnmower. It came with the house. I don't want it, so I plan to sell it, but it won't start. Battery's dead, so I put a battery charger on it. It still won't start. Next, I'm gonna change the plugs. Let's talk about these garbage cans now. So when we moved in here, the garbage cans smelled like cigarette smoke. They were dirty, disgusting, and I called the county who does the garbage collection, and I said I wanted them replaced. They said no. There's a private company that'll come around and clean the cans for a couple $100. And I said, I just bought this place. I shouldn't have to pay to have the garbage cans cleaned. I want them replaced. And they said no. So a couple days went by. I called back, got somebody else, and I said, hey, I just moved in. I've got a lot of garbage. Do you have bigger garbage cans? They said, sure, we got bigger garbage cans. I said, can I get trade mine in for bigger cans? They said, yeah. So they brought out brand new cans. They are larger than the other ones, but the point is I got what I wanted. I got the bigger cans, and I will fill these up with all of our moving stuff, so I don't have to take trips over to the convenience recycling center quite as often. And after a few months, when we clear out all the garbage, I'll give them a call and I'll say, okay, I'm done with the large cans. Can I get the small ones? And I'll end up getting the new small cans like I wanted. Next item to talk about is the generator. So the generator hasn't been started in a while, and I think the fuel line is probably clogged. So I've got to drain the gas, take out the fuel line, clean it. And, you know, people are probably looking at this saying, oh, that's so cool that I get to go to Florida and I get to work on my small engines, my lawnmower, and my generator. I never have time to do that. Well, let me tell you, if you think it's cool to work on this stuff, stop on by, because I've got 2 items here that need repairs. Happy to have you do that for me. Here we are in the lanai, and you can see this latch. It wasn't latching every time it closed, so I replaced that. And while I was out here, I noticed there's a problem with the closure. Yep, the closure is broken too. So I ordered a new one of those. Should be here soon. They were kind of expensive because this has a wrap around the post, and I wanted to preserve that. But it's going to arrive, and then I'll be able to fix that as well. Next up, let's talk about the pool robot. Right there he is. So the pool robot just goes around, cleans the bottom of the pool all day. We went to move him, so we grabbed a hold of the hose that's around, and the hose broke. And then the next hose broke. Apparently because they're out in the sun all day and they're in the pool chemicals, they become fragile and they break, and it's something you have to replace every now and then. Believe it or not, $200, expensive. Now, something that's really cool is the robot keeps the bottom of the pool clean, but it doesn't keep the top of the pool clean. And that's what this device over here is for, the skimmer. But you know, the skimmer doesn't do that great of a job. So there's a lot of products out there that you can put inside your skimmer to make a whirlwind and make it do better. Instead, what we did was we thought, don't they have a robot for the top of the water too? So I don't know if you can see it. It's over there in the corner now. Yeah, maybe you can see it. It's floating on top. That's another robot that cleans the top of the water. And that robot plugs into the robot on the bottom of the pool to get its suction. And that's how it works. We had a snake in the lanai the other day. I got him out safely. He's unharmed. They're good. They, take care of pests. But this is how he got in. There's a hole down here in the corner. And so I found that hole and then had to patch the screen so that he doesn't come back in. If you have a pool, you have to have a hose because you got to keep the deck cleaned and you got to fill up the pool and you have to be able to wash out the filter. Well, our hose situation is a bit of a mess. So I have a hose wrap that will attach to the house that I have to get installed here. I'll do that in a couple of days so that we can get the hose all wrapped up, get that cleaned up. All around the lanai we have these light bulbs, and they're really nice at night, give just enough light to make the place look really good. The problem is that in windstorms, these things swing, and in places where it's up against like metal posts, they will actually hit the metal post and then they don't work anymore. So that's happens quite a few different locations around. So I had to get the step ladder out and replace quite a few of those bulbs. Okay, next up, still here on the lanai, the ceiling fan is dead. It's absolutely dead. It won't turn on, won't do anything. I know it's got electricity running to it. I've tested it, everything's cool. That it's just the fan is dead. It needs to be replaced. So I know it's dead. The thing is do I replace it? Well, let me walk this way. I'll show you a little bit better where I'm at here. That area is going to be an outdoor kitchen at some point. So I don't know that I want a ceiling fan in that spot. So when I design the outdoor kitchen that's going to go here, I'll make a decision about that, whether I replace it or not. In other news, somebody asked me about this. I type on a keyboard for a living, and I ended up getting trigger finger on this particular finger. If you don't know what trigger finger means, it means that it locks in place like that, and you have to use your other hand to straighten it out. The hope is that by mobilizing it, the inflammation will go down and it'll heal. If it doesn't, then it's surgery to go clean out the sleeve that the tendon is in. So hopefully just wearing this around for a couple more weeks will fix the issue. Something else I have around the house is Cuban tree frogs. Now, Cuban tree frogs are an invasive species here in Florida. I've found probably half a dozen of them. What you're supposed to do is kill them when you see them because they are invasive. But I'm not real big on killing frogs. I mean, my younger years as a kid, we did everything to frogs that you can imagine. But as an adult, not really into that. So I don't know. They don't bother me. I don't mind them. I haven't really decided what to do about them. But right now, they're free to roam on my property, I guess, and do whatever they do. They are kind of loud at night. There's been a couple of cases where we were rose out of bed to go look around to see what the heck is that noise. And because they can be really, really loud. One night, my wife thought there was some giant creature trying to break into the house. Well, it wasn't. It was the frogs making loud noises outside the window.
Here's something else that's interesting. These droppings. They have white on one end and black on the other end. These are gecko droppings.
Okay, that's a gecko. Geckos are cool. They eat insects. We don't have as many geckos as I would like to have. Probably the Cuban tree frogs are eating them all.
or that snake that I scared out of here. But I wouldn't mind having more. I wouldn't mind seeing more of those around here.
Now we pay to have the lawn, the pool, the weeds, the pest control, and the shrub trimming done for us. So that's work I don't have to do, thankfully. But, there's enough around this house to keep me busy for a while. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching.